What is Steven? What is your emergency?
Yeah. I need an ambulance. Lots of
You need an ambulance?
Yes, please.
What's your name, sir?
Henri from Breda.
Hey everybody, so back again. Different arrangement here, obviously. So I'm sitting on my couch. I have a teething baby in the background, which is fun for her and me. And yeah, if these glasses are too distracting, then let me know and I won't wear them anymore. But they're like the blue light blocking ones, and I get migraines, so anyway, we're gonna do our best to get through some information here. So just like the last one, I want to give a trigger warning. There are some details concerning murders in this video, so if that's something you're not comfortable with, that's okay. There's also going to be some photos shown of the crime scene. If that makes you uncomfortable, I completely understand, but just as a warning, you know. January 27th, 2015, Martin Van Breda, age 54, Teresa Van Breda, age 55, Rudy Van Breda, age 22, were violently and viciously murdered inside their home. Their daughter, Marley Van Breda, was 16 years old, and she was critically injured. And when I say critically, I mean it's a miracle that she survived. Her jugular vein was actually sliced, and she had several wounds to her head. Now you may be wondering, what kind of wounds? What happened? This family was attacked with an axe. That is how they were killed. So it was very violent, and I'm sure terrifying for them as they were going through the ordeal. They resided in a Gulf estate that was inside of a gated community in Stellenbosch, South Africa. So South Africa itself is known for a really, really high crime rate. Very high. But Stellenbosch and the Gulf estate that they lived on had security. So you had to go through security to get in, go through security to get out, which was something to take note of. Now, the middle child, Henri Van Breda, is who we're going to be really talking about here, because he was the one that was convicted of the murders and the attempted murder. So what I want to know from you after you listen to this is, do you think he did it? So here we go. Henri was 20 years old at the time that this happened. He suffered from minor lacerations on his side, his stomach, chest area. So according to Henri, his family had a normal day. They sat down and ate dinner together like they always did. And then they watched a movie, which I believe was one of the Star Wars movies. And then they all went to bed. So he said there was no arguments or anything like that. So Henri says he woke up in the night. He woke up in the night and he went to the restroom. And when he was in the restroom, he said he saw through a crack in the door that a black man wearing a balaclava or a ski mask, wielding an axe, attacked his brother. So he was hitting his brother in the head with this axe. This axe weighed about 9 pounds, by the way. So as this is happening, his brother obviously did not even have time to react. He was asleep when he was attacked. Henri says he started screaming, and his father, Martin, came running into the room and tried to fight off this man. His father was pretty in shape and, you know, put up a good fight, but ultimately he was also taken down by the intruder. Henri says he approached the intruder, started to try to fight him off. That's when he received, he did get the axe from him, according to him, and then the intruder produced a knife. So he says that he was sliced several times, and then the intruder ran away and left the home. Henri goes out of the room, and he finds his mother also. He finds his mother passed away. She was hit repeatedly with the axe over her head, and his sister was laying next to his mother, but she was actually still moving. So after Henri chases the attacker from the home, he does a couple of really strange things. So he goes back into the room where the room he and his brother shared, where his father and brother are dying, and he attempts to call his girlfriend at 4:42 in the morning. She did not answer. He then Googles on his phone emergency numbers, and then says that he passes out for a few hours. So when he comes to, he finally calls emergency services, and the phone call for this this phone call, y'all, I didn't put the whole thing in here because it's literally, he was on the phone for like 26 minutes. 26 minutes, because the operator could not locate his address, and it is so frustrating. So they finally come and obviously pronounce his mother, father, and brother dead at the scene, and his sister survived. She survived axe wounds to the head and her jugular vein being sliced open. Miracle. It's an absolute miracle. But then it gets even crazier. So she suffers from retrograde amnesia because of the attack. She can't remember that night at all. She remembers nothing. And weeks after she finally regained enough strength for them to tell her what had happened, you know, she was completely devastated, and rightfully so. I mean, I can't imagine waking up not knowing what happened and then being told that your whole family is dead and it was your brother who did it and he tried to kill you too. I just can't imagine. So anyway, we're going to kind of go over here what the police said. So the police seem to think that what happened was Henri was in trouble from his family because he had a methamphetamine addiction, and they cut him off financially. So if the parents were to pass away, the children were set up to receive millions and millions of dollars from their company and life insurance policies. So Henri, apparently not wanting to share this money, decided he was going to take care of the whole family. Now, Henri has adamantly defended his innocence. He still to this day says it was intruders, because he says he saw one man, but he says that he heard other voices coming from the living room area. Now, a couple things about this. Nothing was stolen from the home whatsoever. So clearly this was not a robbery because they didn't take anything. And the first floor, there was tons of things there worth money, and the family all slept on the next floor. So people could have come in and robbed them blind and not had to have hurt them because they would have been upstairs sleeping. 2, security had no proof. Nobody saw anybody coming into the community. So it really seemed to police like this was somebody in the community, and specifically in the home, because they found no signs of breaking and entering. It's very, what's the word? It's just sketchy. It's sketchy. And Henri also has a girlfriend, and the girlfriend has stayed by his side since day one and said that he would never do something like this. And, you know, I guess, honestly, will we ever know? I don't know. He is in prison serving 3 life sentences for the deaths, 15 years for attempted murder of his sister, and then 12 months for obstructing justice because they think he lied about things. So another interesting fact is his own family, like his, I think it was his mother's sister, his aunt, says there's no way he did this. She has stood by him, as the rest of the family has, saying that he would never do this. There's no way he did this. They think that the police just kind of zeroed in on him and that was it. They didn't try to find anybody else. So it's very, very scary to think about. Now, one of the neighbors had said that they heard screaming coming from the home, but Henri says that there was no screaming. It was them watching one of the Star Wars movies, and they had it turned up really loud. So, you know, that's that as well. Now, something that I just want to state that the pathologist said was that it took time for his family to die. Specifically, his brother, Rudy. They said it took him 2 hours and 40 minutes to die from his injuries, and that he was in extreme pain as this was happening. So if you think about it, if it was Henri and Henri attacked him, Henri then says that he passed out before he called emergency services, and that was for about 3 hours after the attack. So he passed out, or he was just waiting on them to die. Very scary. Now, Marley has recovered from her injuries. I'm sure that she'll never be the same because of what happened. But not much else is known about her. She really wanted to have her privacy. I mean, I think anybody would. And she has nothing to do with her brother, of course. She did make one statement through a conservator that said that she just wanted justice for her family, whatever that may be. That's what she wanted. And that's pretty much all that we have heard from her. So it's very eerie to me when I look at the crime scene photos. I did see that the judge in the case banned the photos from being shown to the public because he said they were way too graphic, that he didn't want the public to be able to view them. Now, the only reason I have some of the photos in this video is because 60 Minutes Australia did a episode on Henri van Breda, and his girlfriend was in it, and they showed video of the home. And I thought it was really interesting because when I was watching the video, I thought, you know, this must be like a reenactment because the blood didn't look like real blood. And that's exactly what the person in 60 Minutes said as well. But then they found out that this was real footage and real photos. So keep that in mind when you're seeing the photos and stuff, that it might look staged. It's not. It's really eerie. Anyways, I would love to know what you think about this case. Do you think Henri did it? Do you think maybe it really was other people? And if it was other people, what was the purpose? Why did they leave Henri alive? One of the big things that was said was that his wounds were superficial, and they do very much look superficial and self-inflicted, but I obviously am not a doctor. But let me know what you think. This case really fascinates me. And yeah, I also can't believe that his call to emergency services was like 26 minutes long. That's insanity. Anyway, leave a comment below. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks. Bye.